Facts and cap. Hey.
Hop on the mic and discuss every issue, might take a few shots. Kick back and relax, don't overreact to some of your thoughts. Tell me is it facts or maybe it's cap, we never gon' stop, we never gon' stop.
Yeah, Facts and Cap, episode 27, we back, baby.
Episode motherfucking 27.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Y'all, shout out to the girls, man, for the last episode, man.
Yeah, I'm still drunk from that episode.
Niggas wild.
Niggas was wild, loud, and drunk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tia. She made the TikTok of me having to pick her up off the flow after the after the podcast, so it got real.
Potatoes.
Yeah, it got real, man. It got real. But, Happy New Year's to everybody. It's been a great year. Appreciate the year of support, the half a year of support, I guess I would say.
Bigger and better things coming in 2021.
Yeah, we just coming back bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? We got more ideas, more everything. So, appreciate that. Shout out to my baby. Happy birthday. Early birthday.
Happy birthday.
Shouts out.
So, yeah, man. We're going to start off with a little sad news, man. It was a suicide bomber on the other day in Nashville, man.
You ain't heard nothing about it since it happened, hey?
All I know is what it says right here. It says on, what was that? That was on Christmas, huh?
Yeah, Christmas.
They've been keeping it real low, I noticed. It says on Christmas, the suicide bomber detonated a recreational vehicle down in downtown Nashville. He injured 8 people. He damaged dozens of buildings. It just messed up a lot of communication around the area. Witness reported hearing gunshots and loudspeakers on the RV warning them to evacuate before the explosion, which was felt miles away. The FBI is leading the investigation and determined that the bomber was 63-year-old Anthony Quinn Warner, a Nashville resident, believed to have acted alone. Wow, that's crazy, but I just noticed that it ain't really been all over the media. It ain't been everywhere showing his face, you know what I mean?
They ain't give no race on that?
You said what?
They ain't give no race?
He's white. He's white, and that's what people are alluding to. They're like, hey, if it's somebody else, like if it was somebody, let's say he's from, the Middle East, it's something else. They don't want to call him a suicide bomber. They don't want to call him a terrorist. They don't want to,
They don't want to say shit. They ain't
They
saying
don't want to
nothing.
say nothing. Like this happened on Christmas. What's today?
Shit, almost.
What's today's date? The 29th? And I kind of just heard about this yesterday, for real.
I sleep for I didn't even hear about this shit. This shit new information.
I heard this shit on Christmas.
I'll be on.
Bro, exactly.
I hear shit about it.
You hear that? And Twitter is the first place shit happened. And that's been the outrage behind that story. They just been like, why are we not hearing anything? So do you think that that's like a true thing, like that the media purposely,
I don't think. I know for a fact that's a true thing. Like,
They covering this shit up for a reason. There's more to this that I don't think it did as much damage as it was supposed to do. And that's why we ain't hearing as much about it. They probably count this as a failed mission.
but just see how they always, if it's any kind of crime between a black and a white person, the black person is a victim. Sometimes they put up their mug shots if they have any kind of case, or a white person, they kind of glorify or romanticize it almost. Like, they don't be calling them niggas what they are, terrorists.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like let's just be honest here. This is what it is. This is what y'all are. So I think that I don't know. How do you think? Do you think that something like that stuff can ever come to an end? You think like we can infiltrate media and get things fair, or do you think that that's just kind of a lost cause?
No, media always gonna have its natural bias.
Yeah.
Whatever the demographic is, in my opinion. It's gonna be hard to try to get a fair media.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as fair.
They want to control that narrative. They want to, certain stories they'll dig away, they'll put away. Certain, you know what I mean? Like, it's real unfortunate, man. But more news come out. Watch the Facts and Cap podcast, because we'll be sure to put his ass on platter. So, another sad instance, man. It was another shooting in Buckhead. It was at Phipps, right there close to Lenox Mall.
Yeah, they bringing it to Phipps now.
They took it to Phipps,
Sheesh.
man. Listen, and it's at this point, it was a
Can't go to
7-year-old.
Venom's no chest. We can't go nowhere.
Listen, man. It was a 7-year-old Cobb County girl who got shot fatally too, and they was just driving past. And yeah, so you know that turned to upward through the city. Basically, you know, now they got metal detectors in Lenox Mall. I seen they talking about. I don't know if they put more patrol. I don't know what the deal is, but they said that basically Daquan Reed, he's 24. He was charged for the shooting.
They caught him now?
I don't know if they caught him or
looking
not.
for
They
him.
got a search warrant out for him.
Yeah.
So, yes, the girl's name was Kennedy Maxey.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to her. You know what I'm saying? Condolences to her family. I don't know if they got like a GoFundMe or anything, but we should look that up. You know, help out the family. But she was just on a shopping trip with her mom and her aunt, and gunshots went off and she got hit. She died a few days later. So,
Terrible.
yeah, I just think as a community we gotta do better. Especially, I don't know what's going on this year, especially in Buckhead. Like, it just seemed like it's more rough. That's like the roughest part of the city right
That's
now.
Bankhead now.
Man, you can't even go to the mall. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know where that energy come from. I think I heard a story, not sure if it's true, but they were saying a lot of those instances with Lennox was from out of towners.
They said all of them, all the shootings that happened this year. It was 8 shootings, and all of them was from out of town.
So maybe that has something to do with it.
I mean,
So,
I think they come here, especially if they come from the north, they can feel free to walk around with a gun on them, and you know, they just being tough guys. But you got them killing 7-year-old kids, like that shit. I don't know, man. That shit don't sit right with me.
Yeah.
that's a good point. Like you come from someplace that got strict ass gun laws, and now you got like a open carry state.
Like I said, I'm not saying that's the issue, but I'm just.
No, I'm saying like
that's an
that could be.
Yeah, and even with that though, you gotta be a resident. So I don't know what these folks got going on, man. But it kind of looked like T.I. was right. I'm just saying, like I said, I felt like he was right for the messaging. I just think it was wrong at the time, wrong for the timing, you know. But he said, "Stop coming down here with y'all shit." And niggas killed them. I'm just saying, niggas killed T.I. for that. But I don't know, man. You know, like I said, there's a lot of shit going on in the city. The city in November had already passed the murder rate from last year, and then there's like 30 more murders. Like, so this is like one of the most dangerous years in Atlanta since like they said since like the 70s or 80s.
You know, if we did like everywhere else and shut the shit down, ain't no way we'd have as many murders.
Man, I don't know, man.
Everybody coming here. Everywhere
They
else
said
shut
New York.
down,
They
come
were saying
here.
New York was going crazy still. You know what I mean? Like, I think that the violence is inevitable, man. This is like one of the worst times of people's lives.
No, I'm
People-
just saying, but this year right here alone, how many more people come here outside of the normal traffic?
Thinking Atlanta's
Because
open.
that's the only place that's open. Or one of the few places that's open.
I don't really know, man, because I don't know if it's like, let's be honest. Is it more? It's probably less, but it's just more shit going on in the streets. Like, if we look at overall how many people probably come to the city throughout the year without a pandemic, and you compare that to the pandemic and how many people are coming now, I think that the numbers
That's
ain't the
not
same.
the numbers is different, but we're talking about
But I'm
people
just
that's
saying,
coming.
we don't know what.
The people that's coming to party, the people that's coming to do shit, like not like your regular tourists that's coming out here to visit. I'm talking about the niggas that's trying to get active.
I mean, I can't really put a number on that. I can't really tell you like if it's more, if it's less. I just think that it's just more noticeable at this point because it's worse. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's more noticeable. I can't tell you like what it is because I'm sure it's a lot of killings going on just within the city with people that's, you know, at home, stuck at home, frustrated, in abusive relationships. Like, I can't really pinpoint what's causing the violence. I just know that this is just a year where it's leading to violence because of people probably depressed or, you know, relationships is failing. It's probably a lot more domestic disputes going on. There's a lot more child abuse cases, probably fucking animal abuse. Like, it's just, it's just a lot of shit going on right now in the city, man. So we just gotta pray for everybody when it comes to that, you know. In lighter news, Playboi Carti, he released his 4-year wait, 3-year wait. It was like 800 and some days since he released the album. This album has been buzzing for 3-4 years, called Whole Lotta Red. And as we know, he's a 23, 24-year-old rapper. He's from Atlanta. He's with Iggy Azalea, who's 30 years old. They've had a baby, and I guess she decided, well, I guess on Christmas, he was supposed to come spend time with his family, his newborn son, and Iggy. He was supposed to come spend time, but allegedly he was partying, and I guess she was being cheated on by a girl named Brandy, who Playboi, I guess she was on the internet and she seen her at the party that he was at. So then she just went on a long, deep,
after she saw that she was dead, then she couldn't come down for Christmas no more.
Yeah, she exposed him. She talked about how he was playing PlayStation with Lil Uzi the day in Philly, the day that his child was being born, and she had the baby alone. She was just talking about how he still ain't even signed the birth certificate, how he's been cheating on her with numerous bitches. She just aired everything out, and this is on the same day that his album released. So some people were saying they think that it was fake and it was just a publicity stunt. Some people were saying that, they totally agree with her. Some people were saying, why would she wait to do this on his album? Like, he don't want you, he just want, to be a father, blah, 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 blah. My question is, I guess, do you think that it's okay to go into that deep of, I guess what she calls, exposing and putting all their business out there like that? Do you think that that's something that she should have did?
What's that gonna solve? That shit's stupid. What you want the world to know that he a bad father? They don't give a fuck. If they fuck with his music, they gonna fuck with his music. They don't give a damn about how good of a father he is. I mean, shit, look at, that's one of my favorite rappers. I ain't gonna say that. But there's a lot of rappers out here that don't take care of their kids, and they get exposed about that shit all the time. And everybody still fuck with their music.
Yeah, I don't see the point in it other than trying to do, public relations. She felt like she was getting bashed or trying to flip the script. But I don't see the point in doing it. It's almost like, well, you can go look back 5 years from now. If your kid, what you doing on the internet gonna stay on the internet. So you gotta watch what you say. So it's kind of I don't see the point. Personally.
You don't even know if they really done or not. She might still go back to the nigga. So there's no point of putting all your business on the internet.
It's just petty. You like petty energy.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either. I think that nigga, if what she's saying is true, I think that nigga is the worst kind of nigga. But I think that could have, at the end of the day, that he's more popular than you. That people love to criticize. She knows that through her personal experiences in the industry. She's the laughing stock. She's not really respected. Even though she's had success, there's people who don't respect her. So there's the internet. The internet, nobody's safe. You may think that you getting your shit off. She's literally breaking down, certain things, talking about on this chapter, I'm still learning new shit about this girl. You were hiding in the closet from my cleaner, using my... baby, you gotta take that somewhere else, man. All they gonna do is say, hey, you got with a goddamn 23-year-old, what the fuck do you expect? I see somebody say his name is Playboy. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, she knew what she signed up for. She was getting cheated on before it was a baby. You thought the baby was gonna make him act right.
I don't know. I just think I don't know, you gotta do better. I seen Young Thug's girlfriend on Twitter doing the same thing. She talking crazy this man is the devil. He's this, he's that, and the third. Just for this nigga to get online and say, hey, I've been single for 2 years. I don't know what y'all talking about. So it's just yo, you're not gonna win that. Especially if you, and with Young Thug's girlfriend, you ain't the one spitting bars. You ain't the one singing. You ain't the one making the records, making the grooves. All he can do, he can just get on the record and disrespect you and that shit can go goddamn #1, and nobody's gonna care about you. That's why people be on. I seen like Lil Baby, his girl, she just deleted her Twitter, like because that shit is too crazy. Like it was crazy because I seen Miss London and Tiana Trump both within hours tweeted that they was going to Atlanta. They flying to Atlanta, and I think people started harassing her. So it's like, don't put yourself in that position right there, because the fans will troll you. They will have your fucking self-esteem hurting. Like,
Yeah, you gotta be smarter than that. But also, it's just like, in her defense, in women's defense, like, I know niggas say that shit on Twitter, but they be lying in private too.
yeah, no, that nigga's trash. If that's the case, if all that is correct, because then he put up a picture the next day after all that
With him and
with him and his kid, and the kid looked like he's fucking dying from sleep, sleep deprivation. Like he needs some sleep. Then everybody coming and saying, "Iggy, come get your son." Like Playboy Cardi's been holding the baby like, got me having this little fucking white kid. I'm holding this up. That shit looked kind of crazy. I was like, yo,
Kids.
yeah, well, I don't know, man. But we speaking about Young Thug, man. Young Thug, he had a quite interesting interview with Gilly and Wallow over there at the $1 Million Worth of Gang podcast. Salute. And there was two certain things that I figured we could talk about, because he said they asked him about the first time he met Lil Wayne, because we all know they passed, disagreements. And here goes a soundbite. Let me give you a soundbite saying how basically he's saying like he tried to give respect to Lil Wayne when he first met him, and basically he was kind of disrespected, and he was disappointed because that was like somebody he looked up to. So, hold on.
Okay, so you see him, you inspired, you walk up, you like, what's up, Wayne, what's up, Weezy, I'm the newest member, what's up, man, and it was just like, what's up, man?
Man, that nigga got down. The first day that nigga got down, didn't dap me up.
Oh, just left you hanging?
Tried me. He tried out there, man. I'm not trying to be really be stuck. Goddamn real. Now my motherfucking feet hurt, nigga. I'm a real stepper. Man, nigga, left my pimpin' hanging.
Left the pimpin' hanging?
I'm just right there. Just he probably had some dog. He probably had them chrome hearts on. You right. Cool. Then he got down. You know, it just kept going on. One time I dapped him up. This how he dapped me. Got me like, I'm like, hey, listen, bro. If I touch your hand again, I'm on my hoe anyway. I'm never touching your hand again. Just off of that, like, bro, you tripping, nigga. I'm a player. I'm a real player. And I don't give no fuck, nigga. I ain't nothing about me, no group, no nothing. Like,
Right.
I'm just a real nigga.
Right.
You want
Yeah. So react.
Saying nigga, Young Thug's hilarious. Feel like he was telling himself that. It's like in real time. He was,
Yeah.
but I mean, I explain why Lil Wayne got shot. I mean, I don't know. Nah, jokey joke. I mean, I can see that's where the animosity came from. Not from, I don't know why Lil Wayne would do that, but they be saying them celebrities be standoffish. Like,
Yeah.
Especially, I hear stories like that all the time. Like Keisha Cole, when she married Mary J. Blige, I think, she carried the same little attitude. And then later it was
Shit,
like,
Mary J ain't been happy all season in Power, so I get it.
So I
stress the fuck
it's
out.
not surprising. Like, the niggas be standoffish. Maybe see you as competition or
See,
don't respect you.
I look at it as like, especially in that situation, Wayne looking at this nigga like, yo, this the nigga baby trying to replace me with? Yeah, fuck that nigga, like, this nigga ain't shit. And it might not be that, that's just how I look at
That's some
it.
hater ass shit.
It might have been. But I feel
You
like
hate it. You
Thug
hate
might
it.
walk in, a nigga he don't know, walk in, try to dab him up, he might like, yeah, what's up? Like, I feel like it could be the same thing, but
I don't know. Like when I heard the interview, Young Thug said that right there taught him a lesson. Like that he would never do that to a new artist, and people like that. Like he said, that's not his vibe. So what Young Thug was basically saying, like that was kind of a lesson learned to him. Now, as far as for me as Lil Wayne, like I think probably that definitely has something to do with the frustration of the dispute he got going on with Birdman. He probably held some resentment towards Birdman, and he ended up putting that resentment on his artist. But that's where maybe they should have a talk. Maybe they should.
At that time, this nigga owed you so much money and won't put your albums out. Ain't no talking.
I'm talking about that's one of those things where like later down the line you see them having to talk about it.
Well, they
get to, you know, I think Young Thug is saying that from a perspective
That
of
nigga said his mama.
his mama hoe. Listen,
Mama hoe.
nigga, I watched the Gucci party with Jeezy.
I mean, party is a strong word.
He was in the same
He
vicinity.
was in the vicinity.
I'm talking about they went to the club after they made money together.
They made a
bag.
bag.
He told him like. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying they gotta be best friends. I'm just saying the conversation can be had. If they had a conversation, like you said, they had a conversation on the phone. If they can have a conversation later on down the line, why can't Lil Wayne and Young Thug? I don't think it's as serious as that.
I like to see it, but ego. I think that's gonna be more so ego.
Man,
Street shit.
Lil Wayne about to go do this time. He gonna come out Muslim.
Man, that nigga about to get party.
Shit, I don't think so. He gonna come out a Muslim blood, and he gonna be good. He gonna talk to that nigga, and they gonna fucking make a track together.
I don't see it.
I think it can happen, man. I think you know, we say shit like this should never happen. Like, look at all the beefs niggas like Fat Joe and all that shit happened. He's literally kind of basically made up every beef that he had. He's made it with. He's, you know, got cool with everybody.
I never said Fat Joe for do that would be cool. And I never said they would, but I'm be more shocked with Ja than 50.
I mean, 50 is a rare breed. I think that Young Thug seems just a bit more a little understanding than.
I think sometimes the smaller shit can make shit longer. If it's like big shit, you forget. Like small shit, that shit is like something he ain't gonna forget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you ain't had no reason to do that. So he might feel like he a fake person. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
might,
like,
listen.
you can apologize, it's cool, but just keep that. I'm good. I'm not resenting you. I'm good off you. I'm cool off you.
Yeah, I ain't saying the niggas. I ain't saying that the niggas shit. I ain't saying the niggas gonna be friends. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying niggas gonna be friends, but I'm saying a talk, a discussion.
You should try it too.
That still don't mean you gonna be friends. Niggas do some business together. You feel me? If it makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Both.
So you know,
We'll see. Hopefully.
you know. Remember they put that. Remember when Jeezy and Gucci got cool the first time, and they
Yeah.
put like a little fake track together. Like
I remember the track. I remember
They
the
put like a little-
had him on the phone.
yeah, they put like a little track together and shit. It looked like they previous shit that they had. They just kind of mashed it up into one track. But that's what I'm saying. Like it can happen. We've seen it happen. So.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so another take that Young Thug had, which I felt like Young Thug is already a person who's hard to like gather his thoughts and make it make sense when he says things, and when he does, it gets blown out of proportion, and that's kind of I think what just happened. I'll let y'all y'all had a verdict, but basically all people heard was basically him say that he got 30 songs that the crowds know like word for word, and Jay-Z don't. That's all they heard, and that's what everybody's reporting. So I want y'all to hear this and tell me what y'all think, interpret what y'all think he was saying basically. Hold on, let me.
And we talking about anthems, we talking about songs they know. Like, when I perform, I got 30, 40 songs that the whole stadium gonna know. They gonna know these motherfuckers, all 30 songs. And that's some powerful shit. Yes, Sirski. There's not a lot of motherfuckers that can say that. Nigga, Jay-Z ain't got 30 songs like that. But you just, with the whole stadium, you say, he got a lot though. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I know he do, he probably got 50 of them bitches. I'm just saying, like, I'm not just literally saying him, I'm just saying, like, niggas, who you thinking? Absolutely. The man. Absolutely. Because, honestly, I done did shows with everybody, bro. I'm seeing niggas like, oh, damn, I ain't know this song, nigga. I'm backstage, like, damn. I thought they knew this song from him. They don't even know this fucking song. Damn. I don't even perform. Nigga, I'm so scared to get booed. I don't even perform a song they won't know.
It's my take on that. So, first though, I think we as the people, it's just a problem we have. We just react to the outcry instead of listening for our own self, form our own opinion. Listen to it, then form your own opinion. Listen to the whole context. Context is important. So if I listen to it, he literally said, I don't literally mean Jay-Z. That was just the first name that popped in my head.
Yeah.
And he also said Jay-Z probably got 50 of them things. Not Jay-Z, means somebody you would think something this big. So he clarified the statement.
Yeah.
Now, it's still a damaging statement to say Jay-Z, but he clarified it. So do with that as you want. I've been to a Jay-Z concert, right? In Atlanta. Everybody in that stadium is not singing every song word for word.
Yeah.
From what I've seen,
Yeah.
from the thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a rare fact. That's a rare to have everybody sing your song. You have to be like a Michael Jackson to be that kind of like where it's like universally word for word, or a pop star. But it's easy. It's not like
Outside your own territory.
outside your own territory and niggas is just like rap. A lot of, like Jay-Z got complex rap, like verses and verses. His first hit, #1 hit, wasn't until Empire State of Mind in 2008.
Yeah, he was 12 years in.
So it's kind of like, and just give you a context of saying that I've seen it in my own eyes while looking around. Everybody's not rapping every single word from his set.
And I think they missed the first literally thing that he said on that clip. He said he talking about anthems. Not just songs, he's saying basically he makes anthems. Where Jay-Z,
Makes albums.
he just makes hip hop material. Like he has anthems.
That's why I might disagree, because that's more opinionated.
Yeah, but I think when you hear
anthem, I've never been to a Young Thug concert to see. That's his.
I think that now, because Young Thug is in 2020 and he's the target rapper for the target hip hop audience, it would make sense if he came out and performed. That's my best friend. People are gonna sing that word for word. If he comes out and sings, he comes out and does Lifestyle, or he said certain songs, like his music isn't as complex. You feel me? Like Jay-Z's music.
I don't know, dog.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Jay-Z don't have it. I'm just saying if we really think about it.
Every song, but there were songs there.
I'm saying this. This is what I'm saying. I think that Young Thug's music targets anthems, more anthem type sound, than where not so all of Jay-Z's music is targeting an anthem. Now it might turn into an anthem because the music is that great, but I think when Young Thug makes his music, he's picturing himself like performing. Like there's art like Travis Scott makes anthem music.
See, like
he makes anthem music. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
the anthem music, I feel like isn't truly judged in the United States. Once you travel outside the States, I feel like that's when your anthem is really known. Because here, it could be certain rappers that fuck with you, except for Drake. Drake's not in this conversation. But if you take Jay-Z and you go up New York, that area, and niggas might know word for word every shit he put out. But you come out here, everybody might know every Thug song word for word. But once you go across the water, I feel like that's where you figure out where your bigger anthems, because they're not listening to look for like the just album cuts. They're looking for those big anthems, and that's how your Travis Scott's.
I agree 100% with you saying. If you talk about specifically Jay-Z and Young Thug, right, for sake of argument, I agree with Justin. I think Young Thug tries to make an anthem song like Travis Scott does. Like a universal, this is gonna play in the stadium. Jay-Z might try to make the best song for an album, and then it becomes an anthem. Whether it becomes an anthem, whether it's intended to be an anthem, is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it an anthem or not? Lifestyle, Best Friend, Check, some of my favorite Young Thug songs. I do not know if you fit a stadium in New York that everybody there gonna be singing that word for word. I don't know.
They're not.
It's a fact.
They're not.
But I do think
is he off?
But I do. Okay, let's go to what he said. I do think though, if he's saying like if they go out of the country and he performs those right now in today's current climate, it'll probably hit harder than Story of OJ or something to that nature. Just because Jay-Z's an older artist.
Some niggas like certain artists live off touring. Like they you hear about all the time. They had their hit in the 90s, and they still make money off touring.
Yeah.
Now they're not selling out no stadiums.
No.
They do their little arena shows and
A festival.
He was in.
And
How was Dougie Fresh said he was doing in a year? Was you on there when he was on Clubhouse?
No.
So I guess it depends on where you go overseas. Cause there's some niggas overseas who don't know who the fuck Young Thug is. But
Who?
you think niggas in Romania know who Young Thug is?
Yes.
I don't
You think they listen to him like that?
You think like some like
Especially
and I don't know what they got. Do they have presidents like in Romania, like presidents or emperor, whatever, whoever the biggest guy? You think his 16-year-old son don't know who Young Thug is?
I don't know.
He probably the one bringing out Young Thug to the damn concert, to the festival. He the one probably paying for the shit. Hell yeah, nigga, he going to do bar mitzvahs, all that shit.
And what makes it
Yeah, you
easier
think
now
it's
because
combo?
it's easier to get their hands on the music too. They can listen to the same shit at the same time we can.
Nigga, you saying you gotta understand, bro. This is not.
It's a time thing.
This
talking
technology
about-
is crazy.
I get
I'm not. I'm just saying, young. Now, what I will say is that Young Thug got to realize in this situation, you may be hotter in 2020, but 15 years down the line, people are still going to remember Jay-Z anthems. They may not necessarily remember all of your anthems like they remember Jay-Z's anthems. Like
Jay-Z has longevity.
yeah, like and I appreciate Young Thug. Young Thug has changed culture. He's one of the most influential artists today. But Jay-Z, they're gonna still play his music. It's guaranteed 10 years down the line. I'm not saying he's gonna be bigger, but the same way that you could go to a festival and the DJ's just starting off a set or whatever, and they may kick off some Tupac, or they may kick it off with some Biggie. Like that's gonna be Jay-Z too. I don't know if it's gonna necessarily be Young Thug or if it's gonna ring off like that. You know what I mean? So I do think you gotta be careful with your words when you're talking, because you never know who you offending. But I think he'd be alright.
I feel like, but if everybody goes through and listen to the whole thing, he didn't say nothing wrong.
No, I don't think he meant no. I don't think he
being
meant no issue.
disrespectful.
Yeah, and he literally said not really Jay-Z. He said Jay-Z probably got 50 of them things. He's just saying like, I get what he's saying. So yeah, did y'all listen to Clubhouse? Y'all been listening to Clubhouse? We on Clubhouse, y'all. I'm Big Just LaFlair on Clubhouse. Come holler at me.
Shit, y'all need an invite. $50.
So it just sparks up a lot of conversation. So the other day, I know you was listening because we was texting about it. Joe Budden and Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. has been a personality on there. Jay Prince. He's the owner, the creator of Rap A Lot Records from Houston, Texas.
If you're a day one fan, that was our first episode. We talked about Jay Prince.
But do you think
He's basically known for having a lot of respect in his area of Texas, like it's just in Texas in general. Like if you need your chain, he gonna get your chain back. You know what I'm saying? If it's got anything to do with Texas business, he gonna do it. He got a lot of joint ventures. He's responsible for a little bit of Floyd Mayweather's career. So that just shows you the respect that he's had.
Drake too?
Yeah, Drake obviously. And so he got sons, and one of them, his oldest, is Jay Prince Jr. And he came at Joe Budden, which I thought, like, it's a lot of awkward conversation because Jay Prince Jr., I've noticed, like, he's a very combative person. When people are talking, he interrupts them. He talks with the same cadence as his dad, which is very, obviously that's your dad, but I don't know if it's like an impression or if it's like really, but am I lying? Like,
you think he put it on
that
a little
nigga
bit?
sound.
it's all he put on a little bit. But I don't know him, so I can't say what it is. His dad may have taught him, and you end up talking like your parents. You know what I'm saying? So it just feels like he's a very combative person. Like I heard him going at it with 21 Savage.
Hey, that one there.
Yeah.
21 sounded like he was one of the ones, he just kept biting his tongue. Like he really sounded like he wanted to come through, smack that nigga over the mic.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, so
we was listening to that shit live. We was like, yo, I'm telling this nigga like, yo, this nigga tripping.
he's real combative, bro. Like he's rude. I ain't gonna lie, he's rude to everybody. Like, so basically he was on there with Joe Budden, and he was basically saying, I guess what he was trying to say to Joe Budden was that you disrespect niggas on your platform. You disrespect artists. You give your criticism when you could get that criticism behind closed doors. why do you do that? And he was like, I want you to talk to me like how you talk to them, type shit. And Joe Budden was saying like, I don't think that I disrespect artists on the platform. He was like, you know, he's like, I need an example. He was kind of tight-lipped about what examples he wanted to give. Somebody brought up the Lil Yachty situation on Everyday Struggle. He basically said, I was there to teach Yachty. I think Yachty, right now, he look back at that interview and appreciate what I was saying to him.
I mean, they squashed it up.
Yeah, so it just turned into a lot of conversation, and I just thought it was kind of hypocritical. Well, maybe it wasn't hypocritical. I'm not going to say it's hypocritical because I guess in his mind, he's saying if Joe talks on a public platform about people talking with me in a public platform. But I just was kind of confused because if you're not going to give examples.
I feel like he didn't have one at that moment.
Yeah, I just felt like he was kind of nitpicking. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like he was nitpicking.
I think he might have been talking about either Drake, because you know the whole podcast got popping off the Drake views thing.
He switched it from kids to just in general. I think it might be somebody under that Mob Ties, Rap A Lot umbrella that Joe Budden might have said something. Because, you know, you got, 300 episodes, 200 episodes. He might have made a comment about somebody, an upcoming rapper or a known rapper under that umbrella that might have been like, damn, that shit, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to say it in public. So, then
that's a conversation to have in
private. You gotta see how long ago that was. I mean, it said the nigga has over the years of their show, you know, shit has changed. And it's like, so now it's just more of an opinionated basis, but if you can't give an example, you coming at somebody.
Like, there's no point. Like, tell me what's going on. And I feel like Joe handled it correctly. Like, he kind of just like, you could tell he was trying to get under Joe's skin a little bit, and Joe kind of was just like,
nope,
I ain't really studying.
I'm about to go to Houston. I ain't about to goddamn call him no problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like if you having a conversation with somebody, and I think this is where Clubhouse is gonna go wrong. Like, where shit like this, it's a lot of confrontation going on. Like today, I heard Meek Mill on there, and he was talking to some young nigga from Philly. And he was like, yeah, this person's my dad. I guess this dude's in the street. He was like, yo, your dad is a rat. He's still on top of you, he's ratting on niggas and la 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 la. It's like, yo, this is not what Clubhouse is for.
But I mean, the nigga was talking shit too, so I mean, at that point,
that's what I'm saying, but that
should just be a professional where you gotta treat this shit like anything you say, you gotta be.
You bringing the streets to the internet, and it ain't Meek Mill the main one who talk about the media and their responsibilities. What about your responsibility as an artist? You're a brand too, right? You get online and you start making accusations and real street accusations on an online public platform that you talking into that's live. That's live. There are no edits.
And this show,
you know what I'm saying?
This app isn't how it started off to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Anybody can get on there now. At first it was, so they're still using it as a free platform like it was, but it ain't no more.
You know what I'm saying? Like you getting tricky, man.
Just know it's gonna be some boundaries though real soon on this shit.
I think he made a statement saying 2021 he'll try to do better. Him as a leader of the business to not be so emotional. Essentially what he said.
It ain't 2021 yet.
I mean, that's fine, but damn, bro, that sound good, but you should have learned that lesson 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, you should have learned. That's what he's been doing all year, him and T.I. Saying the craziest shit online. And they just been getting killed. His label took away his Twitter from him.
I personally think Meek hypocritical though. So like, he's just one of them niggas like, and a lot of street niggas are.
Yeah.
I think that mindset is like, is hypocritical.
Yeah.
It's almost like I get away with it because I did it.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, you know, hopefully, you know, things get better. Jay Prince Jr. Hopefully y'all have a conversation. Maybe y'all can elaborate a little bit more. I ain't got to listen to Joe Budden. I'm sure that they'll talk about that tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But
X-Nay on the Prince.
Lil Durk, his album, his long anticipated album, The Voice, Long Live King Von. It dropped this weekend. Did you listen to it?
I fuck with it. Honestly, I got that shit on replay.
Did you listen to it? I thought it was cool.
It's a good listen. Like, it's not like
I thought it was cool.
I
I'm not a negative fan of
Yeah.
Lil Durk project like that.
That might be the only the second Lil Durk full project I listened to all the way through, but it was a good listen for me.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was real mellow. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like we could, you know, kind of have points where we kind of sped it up a little bit, but, you know, neither here nor there. I think Lil Durk is very talented. But the album sold 55K first week. So, guess who made an appearance under Academics page when he reported those results?
Treyway.
No, not Treyway. He ain't Treyway no more.
Nah.
He done put them niggas in jail.
No way.
He's Miami 9 now because he's in Florida somewhere, like in hiding. They said, but he basically put on the page. He said some shit like, you sold 55K and you had promotion. You had this, that, and the third. Your album flopped. Rest in piss, King Von.
You're using King Von name to sell.
Yeah, using King
You're not
Von
blackballed.
to sell. Yeah, you're not blackballed. And then he proceeded to tell him to rest in piss. So,
Wait, 6ix9ine said rest in piss?
yeah, he said rest in piss, King Von. So,
These niggas waiting on.
dude, I got a question after that
Okay.
about something to that nature.
Alright.
But is he wrong?
Is 6ix9ine wrong?
Yeah. Did he flop?
I don't think he flopped. Because, like, what precedent does Lil Durk have to sell?
I
I
thought that
remember him selling a lot.
I thought that Lil Durk would probably, because he usually used to sell like 20, 30 units.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that because he's had such a big year, he had the Drake record, he's been on a lot of big records. I kind of expect him to at least hit about 70. But I don't think he flopped. I don't think he flopped. You gotta understand, there's other artists that
I
are
feel like
selling
there
more,
was
that are
no-
selling 70, like Rod Wave sold 75.
I feel like Rod Wave got a consistent.
Lil Durk had a big
I
year
feel-
though.
Didn't he announce it like 2 days before?
I feel like Rod Wave got.
He's been talking about The Voice for 3 months. Bro.
I feel like Rod
I'm
Wave
talking
got
about-
individual hits.
Dirk.
I feel like
That's what I'm talking about. Dirk has been talking about The Voice album for like 3 months.
I feel like Durk get more respect in the hip hop community. He's more popular than he is popping. As far as music, he's way more popular. Lil Durk's popular. He's been known. He's more popular in real life. He's more respected. Music wise, though, if you're not a fan of his, like there's niggas I'm not a fan of. I don't sit there and listen to Playboy Cardi, but I know he has a fan base that stretches more than just where he's from, or you know what I'm saying. It's bigger. So when he sells 100K and the anticipation is coming, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? Or a nigga like Rod Wave, who I don't have to listen to Rod Wave to hear Rod Wave. I'm gonna hear him on the radio, I'm gonna see him on the billboards. A nigga like
I feel like that's been Lil Durk all year.
what one song he had that was on billboards that he wasn't a feature of. Just one
Homebody.
song, huh?
Homebody. Let me touch him on my own line.
Yeah.
When I go deep and asking it.
Hell no.
And that's
I just don't think that you
That's-
listen to him to really.
I give you examples of things I don't really listen to, but if you go, okay,
I think if
It
you
makes
didn't
sense
listen to
to
Rod Wave 2-3 weeks ago, you would.
no, the difference is I was hearing it already. I had been heard this song. I just never sat down and listened to this album. But if you had told me the singles, there's niggas that I'm not, and there's niggas I know.
And I don't think that you necessarily. I don't know. Like I just think that I thought that his minimum would be 70, 65. So I don't think he's too far off. I just think that it's. I don't know. I don't even know if it's necessarily disappointing, but I definitely don't think it's a flop. I think that he'll do a steady pace. Like I think he can do like 30 a week, you know, for a lot of weeks in a row, and eventually probably get gold. You know what I'm saying? Of course, maybe in a year be platinum.
Long story, I just don't think he has the momentum musically. He started with that Drake shit, was hot. I was like, okay, I see it, I see the vision. And then 6ix9ine was like, you supposed to drop an album. He dropped a song. And then it kind of was like, I feel like since then, he kind of dropped momentum. I just didn't see it with the music.
What you got? What you think?
I mean, like I said, I think it's a good album. 59 isn't bad. Especially then he dropped that shit like on Wednesday. Just like it wasn't on like your normal Friday.
He dropped it on a Thursday.
And then I heard it was more than like 7 days, like 9 days.
Well, they said if you combine it, I think the way academics put it, it's kind of like he had sold 75 and 10 or something like in like 10 days. Like in 2 days he had sold like 25.
No.
So I mean he probably did. That was kind of weird. Like why he dropping on a Thursday? I'm not really. I guess that was what, Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Salute to Lil Durk, man.
I don't know.
Keep it going.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a flop. On the album though, the first song I went to go listen to was the one of him and King Von. And King Von's on there dissing Tuka again. And I'm looking at people say that 6ix9ine was wrong for saying rest in piss, but is he really?
I don't.
I don't
That's
think he's wrong.
They ops.
Yeah, and going off they energy.
They ops.
Like you decided to still put that song out, and Tuka been dead for however many years, and it's a 15-year-old boy.
They ops.
So I don't really think that the first time he did it, I was like, all right, man, this nigga kind of evil. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
It's hypocritical.
but at the
The
same
only
time,
difference-
these niggas running
But there's
around.
a difference.
What's the difference? Please tell me.
6ix9ine didn't do shit. He's not about that life. So it's not
It
like
don't matter.
it's not like he's
What
in the
that
street,
mean?
like, it's
He
not like
didn't do
he's
shit.
in there.
He got a whole deposition of niggas that went to jail
They-
off of his beast. Like, if you say don't do shit, like if I be like, yo, homie, go handle that.
Yeah.
That's doing shit. Every boss don't get their hands dirty all the time.
That's
They
facts.
make I pay
At
for
some
it.
point,
I
you gotta
pay for
get your
shit.
hands dirty.
He's saying, not really. He's just saying, I mean, his hands was dirty,
His hands was
technically.
dirty. He was in jail.
Alright.
I'm not saying, we don't think
You
6ix9ine
might have
is
to
a gangster.
respect it. I'm not saying.
We're not saying 6ix9ine is a gangster. What I will say, I don't think there's no difference.
If somebody else said
I don't think
not
there's a
6ix9ine,
difference because Lil Durk and King Von, he never said nothing about them niggas. Them niggas started with him. King Von was talking his name on records. 6ix9ine, he said he synced. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying choice words about him.
in the club. We don't listen to rats.
Yeah, they putting that energy out there. So it's like, I get it. Y'all don't like the fact that he went to Chicago and did what he did. But he didn't say nothing to y'all. Y'all said something to him.
I just feel like it's war.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the
It's
fucking
beef.
Lil Durk. I watched the Lil Durk interview.
Niggas saying disrespecting them nigga dead. If they disrespect
it's not that.
them,
It's just I just feel like
You
that
don't
shit
respect
be
him.
the nigga that could just feel that comfortable to say some shit like that.
because
He will come down to it. He's not gonna put in the work or he just gonna snitch.
Man, that's the
Or tell somebody to go do it.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you ain't gotta like it, but that energy
I
matters.
see what you're saying. Like you could.
You don't have to respect it.
Somebody else-
I'm not saying
You
you
saying
don't have
you're
to.
okay with it because the nigga actually will go to the work.
You don't have to respect
I'm saying that he do more than just snitch. He's done more than just snitch.
Yeah.
Chief U came. He got people. He's the money.
Yeah.
He was the money. That's part of the organization. The
Trippy Red, he said niggas go in his jaw. He shot up his truck.
So like
So-
I get it. You don't like you personally.
I don't think
If a
he's.
nigga
I don't
go do
think.
the work
I
himself,
don't
you
respect
shouldn't say
6ix9ine.
that.
I don't think he's a
I
real
agree.
nigga, but I think that he has the validity to say that type of disrespectful thing just because them niggas they disrespected him.
I think all that shit street. Everybody in the street ain't the gangsters things. There's some pussies in the street. There's niggas that try to get money. You know what I'm saying? It's all that's part of the game.
I hear y'all, man.
You know. Top 5 albums this year, fellas. Let's tackle this. We've been talking about this on episode after episode. The y'all boys, now that the year is over, what is y'all top 5 albums this year?
I'm gonna preface my comment by saying I didn't listen to the majority of albums that came out this year. This list is the top 5 albums that came out this year that I listened to the most.
Okay.
No particular order. Well, number 1 is number 1. Lil Baby, My Turn.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Baby, My Turn Deluxe. No, I'm joking. I'll say My Turn. I say Pop Smoke. Aim for the Moon. Superstar, whatever.
Mhm.
No, not whatever, but the name of the album.
Nigga ain't even listen to 5.
Don't hate me. Ride Wave.
Why the fuck would I hate you because of that?
Nah, it gets dark after this. Ride Wave, what's it? Pray for, what's it called? God.
Pray for love.
Pray for love. Call me what you want. 4, Dark Demo tapes, man. Drizzy. Hey, man, I'm not listening to Griselda. I'm sorry. It's Grizzy. It's Drizzy, Dark Demo tapes. And 5, yeah, niggas hate it. Niggas don't want to admit music to be murdered by Eminem, man.
Hell no.
Hey, man.
God damn. Jesus
Big
Christ.
game
no.
on yours?
Hell no. What's it called? Honorable mention. Kid Cudi. It came out too late, but I got to sit with it.
It didn't come out too late. If that's on there, that's how you feel. That's how
No,
you
it's
feel.
honorable mention. They
Okay.
got it. And damn, you threw out my last honorable mention. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. You want me to do my 5?
Yeah.
It's like you still trying
Nah,
to
I know my
make your
5.
list. Go ahead.
I know my
I did mine off the
I know.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna have to go with Nas.
Mm.
Benny the Butcher.
Is this the order? Like, are you on
no,
5?
no
Okay.
order. Yeah, I'm doing 5. Nas, then it's Benny the Butcher.
Uh-huh.
3. That 3 is a little tricky for me, but I'm gonna go with the Drake.
Dark
Yeah.
Demo tapes, okay.
Then it's Lil Baby, then it's Pop
Pop
Smoke.
Smoke. We ain't that far off. You got Nas, and you got
Okay, number 1.
Benny the Butcher.
I'm going, of course, with Lil Baby.
Okay. There's a lot of albums that dropped this year, by the way.
2. I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say Roddy Ricch because his shit came out in December last year.
Okay.
And then she carried on. So Roddy
This ain't no
Ricch.
deluxe that came out this year.
Roddy Ricch. I don't think. Do you have deluxe? He don't have deluxe. Go Roddy Ricch.
Okay.
3. Raw Wave.
Okay.
4. Benny the Butcher.
Okay.
5. 21 Savage. 6. Honorable mention. Pop Smoke.
Honorable mention was 21 Savage. I forgot to say that he was.
21 songs.
I'm trying to think. Like
You
another.
got Goody Mob, Juicy J,
Juicy J's album was
J's
good, but I ain't put him in no top, but
Benny
it was
the
good.
Butcher,
I have Benny. I want to put Freddie Gibbs on honorable
Freddie
mention
Gibbs
too.
had an album.
I have Freddie Gibbs, and then I
King
started.
Von had an album.
I like King Von's, but I think it was a good debut album, but I wouldn't put it at the top.
Conway,
Conway was an honorable
Nas, King
mention.
Disease,
No,
Currency dropped,
I ain't listen to Currency.
Goody Mob dropped,
Good
Freddie
Mob
Gibbs,
was
he's
straight.
named it, West Side Gun, J Electronica dropped, G Herbo dropped.
G Herbo might have one of the tracks of the year though, with that last shit he put out to that Dipset beat. That shit was
We're
hard.
gonna get in that next. Royce the 5'9", Pop Smoke, Eminem, Music Be Murdered
So
By.
you ain't even have Pop in your top 5.
Yeah, 21 over Pop.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I had to do it over, I
Y'all
would take
push it,
Drake out and then put 21 in. If
You know what it is? I like Pop Smoke, and I ain't had no problem with his album, none of that.
You got Big Lotto.
But I like shit like the Welcome to the Wu too. Like I like where it's like just straight gangster pop. Like
Before we get into
UK drill beats. and
top
shit.
5 or the songs of the year, most disappointing album of the year.
For me, Big Sean.
Detroit 2.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that good. I feel like
I had the most hype.
yeah, I feel like Big Sean got a lot of he got a lot of respect in the industry because he's a good guy, and so people wasn't trying to put no bad reviews on his album. But if you know, like I know, that shit got no play nowhere. I ain't hear that shit and nobody.
The Recession 2, Jeezy.
I didn't think it was bad.
Mm.
I thought it was straight.
2 Chainz.
I actually I like 2 Chainz too, but I knew it wasn't his best work though.
And Lat Future. Like,
Which Future?
exactly, he dropped this year.
Which one?
Man, this has been a long year.
Shit.
The Future one, I remember Future's album, and I didn't think Future's was bad either.
I feel like
I didn't think Future's was bad.
I feel like this is the first year that I can say Future didn't really impact. He had a song. He had
Well,
a
that's
song.
because you think
Yeah, it was
you think it got something to do with Future. He can't really tour. He can't be active.
I feel like
out there.
a lot of niggas is holding shit until
They
they
are.
make a tour. So Future might got one in the tuck that's Let's just wait.
Well, you seen Migos announced that they drop in 2021. They were supposed
They
to drop
said
this
early
year.
2021.
They supposed to drop this year. They said, fuck it, man, just push it back. I hope maybe they can set
They're
something up.
probably gonna do it in the first quarter.
Alright. What's the record of the year, man?
Yeah. We paid.
We paid. Alright, we got.
What are the hits? Give me some
Savage.
songs.
We
Give me some
paid.
songs.
Life is good. Shouts out our future. He argued. Rockstar. The Box.
Rockstar. Oh, ran in Lamborghini, fucking Rockstar.
Shouts out to the baby. Throw baby.
Oh, probably the box. Probably the box.
The bigger picture.
Did the box come out this year or last year?
I mean, it came out December. So, I mean, but it was big this year. It was like 7-8 weeks in a row this year.
This is
Up
your
number
list,
one.
not Billboard. It's your list.
Yeah. I think probably the box. I think we paid. I think Savage. That would be my top 3.
You couldn't get away from that goddamn.
I mean, even Rockstar. We gotta put Rockstar on there too if we go in top 5.
Wow.
Ooh. Well, those are the top 5 right there. If I narrow it down to number one.
Yeah, I missed number 1 song. Better than all that.
What?
Lemonade, man.
Lemonade.
And Chris Brown and Thugger had a bigger song than
Lemonade wasn't the biggest.
Oh
the
shit,
biggest
that's
song.
another album.
You talking that wasn't number 1. That's not the top song.
That's a song of the year, man.
That ain't
It was on the Billboard. You talking about Billboard? It was on Billboard a little longer than.
See, but are we talking about billboards or are we talking about an
No, in my opinion, I think Lemonade is We Paid is 1B. Lemonade is 1A. I probably go
I
out.
don't think Lemonade was bigger than We Paid.
Nah, it's best song of the year. Song of the year. I think Lemonade, in my opinion. That's my vote.
Nah. I'm gonna go with
that. We paid and that just rolled through the summer. But as for the year, I don't know.
I think the box was the biggest
The biggest.
the
song?
biggest and the best song. Like if we weigh it out both, I think that they way closer to each other than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like he right. Well, We Paid was probably like the song of the summer.
me dripping. I fuck that
I
shit.
guess I'm tired of hearing.
I love that song too, but it's not. It ain't.
If not that, then We Paid. That's the song of the year.
The only reason I give it to Savage is because of TikTok booming this year. And
I ain't mad at Savage. I put Savage remix with Savage personally. Beyonce.
I mean, same thing, basically.
One entity.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run with the box, man. Ooh, my daughter walk around. Ooh.
Mine too. That's why I'm shit.
I'm running with the
What
box.
song of the year?
I didn't even count that as 2021. I mean 2020.
Then take it off your list. What song of the year?
Yeah.
Dope Baby.
Yeah, We Paid.
No Baby probably mine number 4, number 3.
That would be the sleeper song of the year.
That shit.
Hey, y'all seen him?
That
Y'all
shit
seen
might
him?
last
Y'all seen him
long.
at Newburgh? Trying to get people to vote, and he was performing. He said, "Vote, baby."
Hold out, choppers. You talking about dancing and shit?
That's probably one of the biggest TikTok songs, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest song. Nah.
What was that K-Camp song that came out this year? That was on TikTok.
Lottery.
Yeah.
You talking about that? But that was last year. That was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last year. Like, cause when that was at All Star Weekend, and everything, and all that.
Yeah.
Right before everything shut down. So.
That shit still drug its way into 2020.
Well, actually, that would be this year. That was this year and last year, cause Lottery was kind of old when it got popping.
Yeah.
So let's close it out real quick, man. What's going on with the Clippers?
It might be the unpopular opinion. I think it was just a bad game.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think it was just a bad. It was a really historically bad game.
It was a story of it. Like, I think that it's not really that big of a deal.
I think people making it bigger deal. That's all it's like. L.
Yeah, I think you play out the Christmas Day, you play 2 big games in a row, then you got to turn around and play
Another big game.
another big
Without
game
your best player.
Without your best player. They shouldn't have let it get away from them like that, but shit, everybody done had them games. You feel me? So before we go into what's the scenario, give me y'all championship in the NBA. Give me y'all championship game for this year. Since we ended out the year, who y'all got going to the chip this year?
Lakers, Brooklyn.
Lakers. Who the fuck played the East?
Brooklyn, Boston.
Lakers.
Hey.
Boston.
But we gotta revisit this once James Harden get traded to the East. I need
I
to see
don't know
where
if
he
he's gonna get
goes.
traded now. Shit, did you see how he been playing?
I'm going Lakers, Boston.
I don't think Boston getting there. I think that they still need that guy. You know what I mean? Like I still think they need that one play now. Even if there's a trade James Harden for him, that's a lot of players you're getting up because they not taking no losses for James Harden. Like they trying to get that shit as much as they can. I think James Harden ended up staying, and I think he ended up taking up that fucking extension. I'm gonna go Lakers Brooklyn too, but something just about Brooklyn, and that's my quote unquote team because I love KD, but some just don't really sit right with me about them
You
yet.
think another injury coming?
I mean, well, Dinwiddie just had a slight torn ACL, but he still can potentially come back this season. But I just think that I just don't know if I trust them. You know, Milwaukee might get there. I think Milwaukee can get there this year. If they don't, they're gonna be in some trouble. But you know, what I mean, they need to get that done. But what y'all got? Your Super Bowl picks.
Ooh. Kansas City, Green Bay. Nah, fuck it. Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Kansas City, Tampa Bay.
You meant that shit when you said that?
Kansas City, Tampa Bay.
Who you got?
Shit, go ahead. I mean, I gotta think about my team. I'm about to switch some shit up.
Man, you gotta go with your team, man.
I'ma go-
win the division. You can't
Hey.
pick against him.
Sunday night, I don't never stay up for the full Sunday game. I'm gonna be up. Let us win.
Andy Dalton.
All we need is but we got a fucking rest.
Fuck out here.
Kansas City.
Hey, if they would have kept Haskins, I'd have been happy about this shit. They let that nigga go. I'm like, damn.
So if Green Bay wins this next game, they win the NFC. I think the winner of the NFC goes to the chip. I don't think New Orleans can go to Green Bay and win.
I don't trust New Orleans in the playoffs.
I don't trust them in the playoffs, and they play by crowd noise. That's their strength. Where Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers has only lost one game in Green Bay, so I would put him in the championship. And I got Kansas City winning.
Tampa, man. Tampa already beat Green Bay. I think they getting their shit together.
Possibly, if they can avoid New Orleans,
I think they beat New Orleans in the playoffs.
I don't think
It's hard to beat the team 3 times.
Y'all know the bad thing about the NFC right
got
now?
their ass whooped twice.
Who the hell got a good defense?
Tampa got a decent defense.
Tampa got an alright defense.
They
They can
might
be
have
had, and
the
their
best-
secondary is suspect.
They might have the best. Green Bay doesn't really have a great defense,
Chicago defense.
New Orleans has the best defense in the NFC.
but their offense doesn't click with their defense. Personally, I don't think so.
I agree with you.
I just watched.
Like, there's no, like-
I just watched Alvin Kamara score 6 touchdowns.
No, what I'm saying is that there's no
Breakout game, though.
complete team. Like how
I think the Packers are a complete team. I think the Tigers are a complete team.
so mine is
They got a good run game. They got a good pass game. They got a good enough defense that's just gonna limit you to kicking field goals.
hey
So I think they got a good defense. I think that they got a complete team. I think New Orleans has a complete team. We'll just have to see how Michael Thomas plays when he gets back in the playoffs. That's the only thing. I think the reason that they haven't been as consistent on offense is just because they've been battling injuries all year. So the playoffs is about who's the healthiest.
So you said Green
So-
Bay and who? Kansas City?
I think it's Green Bay and Kansas City. If
I'm
Green Bay
going
wins
with-
it,
I'm going out on a limb. I got 2 choices. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Buffalo.
Pittsburgh is the worst 11-3 team ever.
I don't think
They could be a playoff.
They don't have
team.
an offense. They don't have a deep threat. Like Ben Roethlisberger can't even throw the ball down the field. He can't throw it down the field. That's why they lost him 3 in a row. He can't put. Did y'all watch the games?
Yeah.
I seen them niggas getting hurt on defense.
That
Yeah,
nigga cannot.
Incredible
throw.
defense.
I'm talking about the offense. He can't push the ball down the field. That's why they
He
lost.
has the deep threats.
He's
It's
hurt.
not him.
I mean,
it's
he's
him.
old and hurt. I just
That's
think
what
that they
it's
can be
either-
had, bro.
But I something about Buffalo, man.
Buffalo playing real good.
I don't
I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah.
I think Kansas City gonna lose a game they shouldn't lose.
That's possible.
It's possible
I
they
think
play down the
Tennessee-
competition.
If they can
Tennessee just
run-
got the shit beat out of them
Yeah, it happens.
by
If
Green Bay.
they can run the
And they got
ball,
the shit beat out of them what? By the Browns right before that.
and Green Bay got the shit beat, I don't know about the Bucks.
Who beat the shit out of the Chiefs?
Nobody.
They didn't beat everybody they played this year.
Except Oakland.
They played them twice. They beat everybody that they played this year.
Yeah, he set me up for that one.
I wasn't even trying to set you up, just saying, like, they really did. They beat everybody who played this year, so. Here we go. Here we go. What's this scenario? A rapper is on the come up.
Yeah.
He's 24 years of age. He recently gets a huge artist to jump on his EP. Someone digs up old paperwork from the 10 years ago that shows that when he was 14, he snitched. The mainstream artist tells him to take his feature off of the project. Is he taking the street code too far? Or do you think a 14-year-old shouldn't be held to those type of standards?
I don't think the rapper that's asking himself to get off is taking it too far. Nah. I think if that's what the code he lived by, it's the code he lived by. And I don't know this, in this scenario, this 24-year-old rapper, does he rap about street shit? Does he rap, like, does he have a song everybody?
So I got this scenario based off of, you know, the rapper who got the viral TikTok song, Corvette, the shit what's his name was dancing to, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
The rapper, I think he's like 20, 19. He got that viral song, and Uzi, he got a couple songs with Uzi, and Uzi told him to take it off because he found out that he snitched where he cooperated with the police when his best friend was murdered in front of him, I think.
Yeah, me personally,
From the sounds of it.
I don't care. I'm gonna listen to it. I don't like all that shit.
Yeah.
Fake. But I'm not mad at niggas saying take me off that because I can't stand behind that. Just be consistent.
But my thing is too, alright, that little fee I paid you to get on here plus interest, what I would have made if you was on it, I need that up front before I take you off. Because you can't get mad at him for wanting to be off the song if that's what you live by. But then again, you don't know if this nigga's rapping like that Corvette song, I ain't hear nothing street, but I also haven't heard nothing else about it.
From him,
If he doesn't rap about street shit and he's not saying he's a street nigga, you can't hold a 14-year-old accountable for some shit. You don't know how he got shot, what the scenario was of it. So it's like,
When I looked at the paperwork when they posted it, like I was reading it and I was like, it kind of don't look like snitching to me. Like I was reading it and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is snitching. Like I think we put too much, like everything is snitching to people sometimes. Like I'm reading it and I'm like, it looks to me just like a 14-year-old boy that's explaining like
what happened?
like this, like what he saw from his eyes. It didn't even look like he really had the answers. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like the police was asking him certain questions. Now, in certain people's eyes, if it's snitching, cool. I don't know what Uzi, is Uzi a gangster? Like, I don't know. Maybe I guess that's his principles, but I just thought that was kind of weird, like, that he did that. I feel like Uzi it seemed like, to me, Uzi kind of jumped to conclusions like he didn't really, like, he just kind of read it and was like, nah, nigga, you done. But either way, like you said, he has the right to stand up on his own principles. Do I agree with it? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But
to me, I agree with it.
I just think that does Lil Uzi have songs with Gunna?
You gotta be consistent.
So did he tell Gunna to take me off?
If not, then I can't. Then it's hypocritical.
Let me look that up.
If you got a song with a known snitch, then you gotta keep that.
Because he was on Crime Stoppers. This is just some paperwork. Like this nigga's on camera, telling you, what's going on. So
Well, there you go. As long as he got that money coming back to me plus interest.
yeah, they got music
off the
together.
song.
They got multiple songs together. So my thing is, why you ain't tell him to take you off this album?
I'm gonna need an explanation for that one.
I'm gonna need that money.
Because that's literally the same thing Gunna did.
Little Uzi Vert.
So that's why I say I think he kind of jumped to conclusions and people be selective with this snitching shit. So I don't really know what snitching is.
Be
at this
selective with
point.
the street nigga shit.
Yeah.
Cause that's what we bring them up again. 6ix9ine said about me. You say all that rap, that Rock Nation shit. The head of that is supposed to be a rap.
Yeah. So
That's what Dame said.
yeah.
Dame said I don't like this. He said in an interview. He said part of the reason why there's no big reconnection with like the whole shit. He's like, I don't know what they got going on over there.
Yeah.
The principles that I grew up on, that's not what we do.
Yeah.
And then the dude kept asking. I think it was on the Adam Street.
Oh yeah.
22. But then he was trying to ask me like, yo man, I'm not talking about it, but I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
Yeah, if you gonna stand on what you stand on it all the way. You could take your song off that streaming platform. So But you know, I guess if it's beneficial to you, I don't know. So we all on the same page with that one.
Ain't nobody said Uzi album until they top?
It wasn't in mine.
It wasn't me either.
Oh, okay.
And I like Uzi.
It was cool. It was entertaining to listen to.
I just like old Uzi. More
But I'm
than
and
newer
I'm
Uzi.
just I think I'm just a little too old for Uzi like to be in my top. Like it just don't really move me like that. But it's a good listen.
I just forgot that it came out this year.
All right. Your ex has just been evicted because she has a medical condition and she can't work. You have full custody of your child because of the illness. She has no family and has nowhere to go. She asks, can she stay with you and your wife for a little while just to save up a few checks, I guess, that she's getting from the government, and she'll be back on her feet. Your wife says no. What decision do you make?
Wife say no, nigga. Happy wife, happy life, nigga. Get a couple dollars for these hotel room for a week or two, and shit, figure it out.
That's tough, man. I agree. Wife say no, you can't stay here.
You ain't
But
fucking up my
that's it.
happiness at my house.
That's your child's mama.
Yeah, because you talking about the happiness between you and your wife. What about the happiness
Like,
between you and
they
your
might
child?
not see it now, but years they might resent you for that. So I always think about that. I don't know. Am I in financial position to do anything else to help? Or that's
Say,
If I'm getting money,
let's
he said you get money from the government. You can have that check these 2, 3, 4 weeks. Like however long it take for you to get right, but you can't come in this house.
What you mean?
You said
She's waiting on a check. She's waiting on a check.
All right, so
She's waiting on some checks.
let's say
No, he was saying like child support and shit like that.
whatever money I have coming in to assist this kid, because if she's has a disability or whatever, there's a great most times you're gonna get
You get
money
money.
for your kid.
Mm-hmm.
That money that I'm getting, sure, you can have that to get on your feet, but you're not coming to my house.
I'll say that if it's gonna stretch me financially anyway, then I'm sorry, there's nothing really I can do about it. I'm not finna. If my wife say no, I'm not gonna do. But if I got the means to like put you in a hotel or do something else,
Yeah.
hey, I got a friend, you can stay over there, or just whatever here.
Mm-hmm.
You could, but if it just really comes down to we pretty much live in check to other check, and you trying to stay here because it's convenient for everybody, my wife say no. I'm sorry. I might try to give it to my wife, but if it's really, am I gonna go against my wife to make sure she stay here against the mother of my child? Nah. Nah, hell no.
I still don't really have a clear answer on this one.
Fuck you.
Because I would probably really pressure my wife into this situation just because I don't want to, I respect my wife, but I just feel like, damn, my child too though, like that's kind of a tug of war.
My child is safe. She or he is here with me.
Talking about your child's. What was your child feeling?
There are shelters. There's all types of different alternatives. Like you don't have to
You
be
don't
here.
have to stay here.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know. I really don't know. Like it would be, I would exhaust all options. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, if I could put her in a hotel or whatever, but it's just kind of like, damn, no family, medical condition. It's kind of hard. I don't really know. I'll definitely try to talk my wife down a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, if I can't, I can't. But it would definitely be some kind of. I just know that you're gonna be having a real conversation with your child after that. It's gonna be a hard discussion to have, and I wouldn't expect your child to really understand that. So that's really that household is gonna be a little awkward for a minute. So
Sure, it looked like D-Wade kids understood it.
well, they mama kidnapped them. So all right, we got one more. We got one more. I got this one. Shout out to Jasmine. She found this one. I guess it looked like a Facebook question or some shit. So this one's kind of long-winded. Stay with me. Tell me what y'all think. You gave a loan of $40,000 to a friend 2 years ago, but since then he has refused to pay back, which has really affected your friendship. You have pleaded with him to pay $20,000 back and forget the rest because you're in a financial crisis. He tells you he can only get you $15,000 because that's all he has. You feel like you have no option but to accept. You give him your account details to send the amount directly to your bank. You wake up the next morning to check your account and you find $150,000 in it instead of $15,000. You keep staring at the screen in disbelief, but it's indeed $150,000. You check all your other notifications on your phone and you find 53 missed calls from him and an additional 27 texts, begging you to transfer back $135,000, which means basically you keep the $15,000. He basically said he accidentally added an extra zero. What do? Do you 1, send back $135,000? 2, take out the full $40,000 and send the rest back? Or 3, keep the entire $150K to teach him a lesson? Or do you got any other options? Explain.
He owed me $40,000.
He owed you $40,000. He
For
said
how long?
this is for 2 years now. He basically
Yeah,
said that he'll get. You asked him at least just give me half, give me 20. He says I only got 15.
I only got 15.
You can only accept. You basically feel like you gotta accept it at this point because that's all you're offering. You're in a financial crisis. He sends you $150K because he put in an extra zero. So he got $150K in his account, but he said he only had 15. How do you send it back?
I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna send it back.
How do you send it back?
I'm sending back 70. And I'm gonna hold on to his extra 40 out of that 40 that he owed me for 2 years. And then I'm gonna randomly send him that other 40 back. But I'll send him back 70K. He ain't getting nothing else back from me though. He gets 70. 2 years later he might, or over the 2 years he'll get the other 40 back. 40 back, but he'll get 70 back.
Can I beat this nigga ass?
Obviously, you couldn't catch up with him in them 2 years, so I don't know. Because I feel like you would have been whooped his ass if you could.
I mean, really, I'm joking, but I'm thinking legally, what's the ramifications? Just taking his money.
Once you send the money to my account, it's my account. It doesn't matter. Once you hit that button, they be like, "Are you sure?" It's yours.
If that's
I'm not sure.
If there's no legal ramifications from it, other than just him being mad, him stalking, whatever. He owed me $40,000 for 2 years. Well, I'm definitely gonna take at least 40. That's the least I'm gonna get my money back. That's your problem. Yeah, I probably would do that. Take 40 and give it back the rest.
I'll send you 100 back. The other 10 band, that's for me. For making me wait 2 years.
Taking 50?
Yeah, I'm taking 50. I'll take the 10 band. And you lucky that I'm being generous with that. I might take 55. Who knows? But I'm taking, I'm definitely having interest. Because you had me wait for 2 years.
No, I'm thinking maybe I should, because it's 2 years. That's a lot of money waiting for 2
I'm
years.
gonna show you what it look like to hold on for 40,000 for 2 years. That's why I'm taking 80.
I ain't gonna take it that far.
Shit.
Because then that probably goes into lawsuits and other shit.
Nigga,
Like,
that's cash.
Cause that's probably what your ass
Cash App,
should have did.
Zelle, whatever, anything you use.
I'm not
once you
sure.
transfer this money-
I'm pretty sure that there's some kind of legal way that they can sue.
How?
I'm sure if I called up a lawyer right now, they can figure out a way to sue you.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
Send me this money. It's mine.
They can sue you for 40. They can sue you for 10 or 15.
I'm sure that I'll take my chances with that though. I'll take my chances with that.
Fuck that.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Definitely getting my 40. You're not getting that back. Oh, yeah. So how much is that left? 110?
Yeah.
Ooh,
You
child.
gotta take that 10.
You said you had no money, my
You gotta take that 10 just for principle, just for general purposes.
nigga?
You gotta take that 10.
I don't know.
At least. You gotta take 10.
No, I'm taking more.
First off,
That's what I'm saying. At least you taking 10.
what type of financial troubles am I in if I was at that time able to loan you 40,000 and then now nigga I need
It's 2 years later though. You've been chasing it for 2 years. You might have lost it all. You know what I mean? You might have went bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? House seized. Who knows?
And what kind of nigga has 150
50
in
in his
the bank
account.
to say you ain't got it? Like,
I'm gonna go talk. I'm gonna go
Ain't
talk
no
to my
mortgage
lawyer.
paying this week.
I would be like, I'm gonna go talk to my lawyer, and I'll be like, can I legally keep this money? And then if I can,
Yeah, I'll go read the terms and conditions on
I'm gonna send you
whatever
about a good
site y'all
20.
use to change transfer.
Yeah,
but I've heard of stories of people sending money on Cash App and shit like that, and they were able to get it back, like fight and get it back. So that's what I'm saying. I know that there's a legal way that you can get that money back. Just because it touch your account, it doesn't work like that. That's like you can go to
They
jail.
get it and shut it
Yeah,
down.
like if your job,
the bank can put
if
money in
your
your account.
job sent you the same check twice, and you spend that money or you don't give it back, you can get in
You're
trouble
liable.
for that.
You're liable
yeah,
for that.
you're in trouble.
That's
for that.
different.
That's
what he's
different.
saying.
I'm saying like,
But that's what I'm
terms
saying.
and conditions and sending money.
What I'm
It's
saying
just-
is, I know that there's some kind of legal loophole way to try to sue and get that money back. That's all I'm saying.
I'm 40's the least. I'm not thinking of how much I'm gonna need, cause you have me waiting for 2 years, my nigga, and then you got that money. I don't give a fuck what shit you got going on.
Yeah.
You could have paid me my
I'm gonna
money.
give you the other 40, but you're gonna get it over 2 years.
I think I like that idea.
That 40 probably be goddamn somewhere else. Goddamn, I hold on to it 2 years. Not even like saying it's spent, but you know what I mean.
I'm
Like,
getting this shit because sticky eight. Go flip that,
that
shit.
40
from-
gonna be used for something. If it's an investment, something.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
So-
some fucking
It's time for that. Facts to cap. Facts to cap.
what we got today on the docket. Facts to cap, fellas. Is it easier to get 1 million followers on Instagram or $1 million?
I ain't got
Followers. 1 million followers.
Explain. How? And you
Because-
can't not excluding buying followers. If you don't, but
just
I
because.
did the math. It's like you have to spend like $200,000, but
Okay.
just take that.
So because I see niggas that are broke and that are and have 1 million followers. I see people like who literally like they have following just because maybe somebody retweeted them, like Kim Kardashian or you know what I'm saying, or like Meek Mill retweeted, you know, like Shiggy got popping off of a dance challenge, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that he hit 1 million followers before he hit $1 million. I don't even know if he's ever seen $1 million. But how many followers does Shiggy have?
At like 2.6 million. something
Exactly.
like that.
That's my point.
But he had followers before it. Though.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying it take the right break as far as you could get a break on the internet and have internet fame and get internet clout. Like you can literally just sit if you really wanted to go viral, bro, you can just sit around all day and thinking of maybe like little dangerous shit to do. Like you say you running around or it don't even gotta be people like it. As long as you get people talking about it, you could literally go against anything you ever believed in and run around telling women to smack your ass all day or some shit. And eventually you'll probably hit 1 million followers before you hit $1 million.
I agree with that.
What if I said there's way more people that have $1 million than 1 million followers?
I don't know, cause how many millionaires is it and how many people got 1 million followers?
Just
that's
humor me. What if I said there's way more people that have $1 million than that have 1 million followers?
And
I don't know how it's still
500 people that
I would
got
probably still
a
say-
million.
is it easier?
I would
Is
say
it
it's
easier? Was it easy to get that million? How easy was it to get for you to get that million? How long did it take you to get that $1 million? And how long did it take for the people who got 1 million followers to
The
get 1
million
million
followers make you $1 million.
Huh?
You might have made your 1 million followers first, then you got your $1 million.
But that wouldn't be working because there's less.
No, he's basically saying, like, there's a lot of variables into your statement. So what he's saying is that some of
I'm
those
talking about
millionaires
bad.
might have already had 1 million followers first.
Before
But
they
there's
touch that-
less though. There's less. Like even
Yeah, but he's saying you got it. But if it's less, let's say there's less people with 1 million followers than less people than $1 million, right?
Uh-huh.
He's saying you still got to take people out of the 1 million followers, out of the $1 million because they might too have had 1 million followers first, and that might even the playing field. Like you take those out first.
I don't get what you're saying. Are you saying they like by the time Instagram started they already had $1 million?
No, he's saying
They had 1
okay.
million followers first,
And then they made $1 million.
Then they made $1 million.
That'll only be 500 people. What about the rest of the thousands of millions?
I'm going with mine.
He's saying that basically that
To
some of
answer
those millionaire people should be eliminated because they might have had 1 million followers first. That's all he's trying to say. They might have both, but he's saying they might have had that 1 million followers first.
I just
So-
So you got to take those out of the argument.
So it'll be easier to get $1 million than
no, 1 million followers because you got the 1 million followers first. To answer your
Oh,
question, I
so-
believe
yeah.
that 1 million followers is easier to get than $1 million.
based
In
on
2020.
going viral.
Going viral.
If you come from the hood, not even from the hood, you just come from, let's say, middle class and down. Like you you don't know your next business venture, you don't know any of that, but you just funny on the internet. It's easier if you get them followers up first, and then that's gonna equate to your money.
Cause then you can monetize your shit.
Yeah. Like
Now that monetize is gonna bring in that money that's gonna lead you to that deal that's gonna get you to that.
Then which one was come first?
1 million followers.
I don't know.
I think every path is different, so I can't necessarily which one comes first. But I'm just going off the strength of your question. You said, what is easier?
Yeah.
I think it's easier to go viral and get 1 million followers. To get $1 million, it take money to spend money, like you said, for the most part. You gotta have some kind of business plan, some kind of business structure, some kind of plan. You might have to have some kind of connection, some kind of platform to get to that $1 million. Like $1 million just don't come easy for most people.
I say 1 million followers.
I think 1 million followers is easier. I didn't say it's easy. I said I think it's easier.
I think it's easier to
I think
get
it's easier.
$1 million.
All
Personally,
right, let me give you a scenario like this,
I think it's
right?
easier to get $1 million.
Let's just say Offset retweet us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hey, y'all go follow my niggas.
Mm-hmm.
We might get 1 million followers off of that.
I don't think so.
I'm just saying might. Let's just say we do.
He not gonna get us $1 million.
I don't think we'll get $1 million followers like that.
But from that one retweet,
We'll get followers.
we'll get followers, which will bring on more followers. So we'll get to 1 million quicker than before we get to $1 million.
Well, you just gave
But-
a pathway to get to $1 million.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I don't. But,
But if
no,
I give you a pathway to get to $1 million is easier than that, what would that say?
I was gonna say I don't really like that argument because if Offset does that, by the time we get to 500,000 followers, like somebody's gonna be trying to sign us. Somebody's gonna be trying to like sign us to a deal. Like once we get everything moving, somebody gonna try to sign to a deal. So I don't think in that aspect, no. But I do think, like I said, I do
think
think
it's easier to go
I just think that
viral.
it's easier. I think it's easier to go viral and get to $1 million than it is to start from the bottom and make $1 million and make $1 million. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Facts or cap? Does every parent have a favorite child? Go ahead.
Speaking of, I only got one.
So you have
You grew up with brothers and
parents. Do
sisters.
you facts or cap? Do you think that's true?
That's facts. That's
Oh,
facts.
speak on it.
I mean, I don't think 90% of the time the parents will ever admit which one is the favorite, but they all know who's the favorite. Like I said, I can call my siblings now and they can say who the favorite is. I don't know which one they might say, but I feel like every parent does have that favorite based off their relationship with their kid. Maybe the oldest was there through the struggle and the younger kid was there to get all the benefits from the struggle, and once they, the money started to stack up, so they didn't see the struggle, so they was there, so the parents have a bond with that kid that was there from the beginning, or it's a lot of variables to it, but yeah, I do believe that's facts.
So I don't have kids, but I have siblings, and we joke around and say who's our mama favorite child, whatever like that. But from the outside, if I would, we asked her before, she wouldn't answer it. Like, oh yeah, my favorite. I think there's moments where a parent favor a kid. Like this kid might have been in jail this year. You brought me a lot of headache. This kid flunked out. This child made $1 million. You're my favorite. But in totality, I think it just fluctuates so much that it's almost even.
Yeah,
for most parents.
I agree with you. I was gonna say I think that it's certain areas that can make you a favorite child. Like I think if you say you have multiple children, I think it's certain things. If you know what I mean, like I'm not saying that it's not a possibility that there's not a favorite child, but I do think say if it's say if the son was the son's a hooper, you know what I'm saying, and the dad hoop. It's possible that you could be a favorite child, but then it also could be my daughter is, an A&B student. I really love that about her, that she's really into her books and whatever, and she's gonna make me proud one day. So that makes you your favorite. So I think that I think that certain areas, and like he said, certain moments they fluctuate.
Yeah, I've seen it though where it's consistent. You've seen it in fucking Boys in the Hood. You know who Trey was it?
Hey, I honestly feel like every parent.
Ricky was the favorite child. Look how they did
That
Cute.
see,
They
that's
might
got
not
something.
abuse.
That obviously seemed like it had something to do with one was a cash cow and one was like his daddy that she despised. So I don't know.
That might be part of
Yeah,
it.
I that's what I'm saying. I think it's certain very. Like I said, I think it is possible. It's very possible that they're our favorite children, but I think it's probably more common if we're talking about maybe like just a stable household. Like I would say that I think that it's probably a more fluctuation.
I think we should ask some parents about this.
Yeah, that'd be
I figured it
interesting.
out. Cause I'm calling.
Double back with that. So, Charlemagne, I think he was on Brilliant Idiots. Can't speak. And he had a comment basically saying Drake puts out a lot of music and, you know, he's not as excited for it. And he kind of finished the statement by saying, are we still in the Drake era? So, facts
I
of
heard that
cat,
today.
do you feel like we're still in Drake's era? So you can interpret it how you want. I interpret it as like, is it still Drake's prime? Is he still the number one? If you be like eras of music, are they dominated? Are we gonna
I
look
wish
back?
you would have saved this question.
I think it's.
I really wish you would have saved this question
So when?
after Certified Lover Boy come out.
I mean, there you go.
I think that.
But this is better. So now
That's
can,
kind of answering the question.
now you can anticipate.
Yeah.
If certified, if you saying yes, I think so. I mean, we're gonna know the answer when certified.
I
say yes.
think that Charlemagne's statement is cap. And the only reason I say that is because for somebody to have to take that era over from him has to have the consistency. Like has to have the consistency first. So when you said that, Wayno said, I think we're in the Lil Baby era. Lil Baby he's had a good 3 years, but like he's literally been at the top of his game for one, I would say. Like this is his biggest, best year.
So we started.
But if Drake drops Certified Lover Boy, it's gonna outsell everything that he did this year. Like he has the highest selling album this year. It's like triple platinum. Drake is gonna beat that. There's gonna be songs. There's gonna be viral moments. There's gonna be videos. There's gonna be songs in the top 10. The whole album's gonna be on there. Like, what defines the end of an era?
I would counter before you answer what you're saying. In my opinion, I don't think there's always a follow-up. Like when Michael Jordan retired, he was the best player. It might have took a few years before we got a dominant person. So we might have some
Kobe?
like lingo years. Kobe in '99 wasn't the best player in the league. He didn't have an era. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it might not be Lil Baby this year. You might have 2 years where it's like people fighting for it. And
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
so Drake can fall off.
we haven't seen a fall off though.
No, then it goes back to the point.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't
I think
seen
it's cap.
we haven't seen nothing
I think
that
there's no
shows
evidence
otherwise.
to show he's still
Now
got.
he might not put out his greatest album, and I think we take out. And you gotta understand, Charlemagne comes from a biased standpoint where he's never really liked Drake to begin with, so he's never really been a big.
That's his skip base LeBron, Charlemagne to Drake. I don't think it's that deep.
It's not that deep, but he's not a big listener
more
of.
criticized.
He's not. Yeah, he's never been a big fan of him. Like he said that Kendrick Lamar was bigger in the last decade than Drake. Like he's on a bit different level than Drake. That lets me know that there's some kind of your bias is taking over your logical thinking. So, and I love Kendrick Lamar. I actually enjoy Kendrick Lamar. He's one of my favorite artists ever. But I'm not going to sit here and say that he was on a bigger level than Drake.
His Drake era we're still living in.
Yeah, he's
Like,
never outsold Drake. He's not going to do
Look
that.
at the charts. Like
Drake put out an album. Drake was
Scorpion's
successful.
still selling more than a lot of rappers.
Drake put out a demo tape and best of Drake.
And he was in
Lucy tape,
top five.
and
Yeah,
that shit was still out here bubbling. Like, so my thing.
He got a
is,
number one record this year.
yeah, like I'm not going for that. You know, sorry,
How we know
Sean.
he had a number one record this year? A real Lucy album. Sold top 5, I think.
All that's gonna happen is Certified Lover Boy is gonna come out. It's not really no bad tension or anything coming into this album. There's no beefs. It's none of that. So I think that he's gonna. If the music is as good as you think it's gonna be, then it'll be alright.
We're still in Drake era.
Yeah, I think we're still in the Drake era. I think Drake is.
I don't see
it's-
Drake going nowhere for the next couple of years.
Who has that star power that takes over the era?
Nobody.
I don't know. Who has it?
So Holmes, you alluded to Dwayne Haskins, the black quarterback that got released by the Washington
Bring him back
football
for
team.
one more week, please.
And basically, I don't know if you heard the story. He was caught with
No strip club.
I think he said that he had strippers for his girl, and he had no mask on. Basically, strippers and no mask. And like they took his captain away, and he played not too good, and he got cut. And there was been a lot of talk. A lot of people, I think Booger McFarland got on ESPN basically saying, "Why did African Americans don't take this job serious?" You know, and he basically that was the highlight of what he
He's
said.
catching the James Harden backlash.
So my question to y'all is, knowing what we know about black quarterbacks, the stigma with black quarterbacks in the NFL, do y'all think if Dwayne Haskins' name was Derek Harper and he's white,
Let's call it
Would
what it
he-
is.
would he-
Dan, Big Ben.
would he still have a job?
Cap.
What
Think-
you
I'm gonna tell you why. Dwayne Haskins went to a strip club and his head coach just got off 8 weeks of chemotherapy. That's one. So you put your coach in risk of death. 2, they said he didn't have any work. Like they said, his study habits weren't good.
Mm-hmm.
3, you had an opportunity at the beginning of the season and you didn't deliver.
At all.
They put you on the bench. You come back. This is where you're supposed to seize your opportunity. They put a lot of money on you. They gave you the opportunity, and you lose and go to the strip club with no mask. Not I work on videotape.
Watching film.
I watch film. I think the reason they cut Dwayne Haskins is because he didn't have a work. You are a captain. They named you a captain. That's even worse. If they keep you, that's setting an example for the whole team that you can just go do whatever the fuck you want to do. Now, do I think that black quarterbacks get treated unfairly? A lot of them, yes. Do I think in this case that's the case? No. I think he did that 100% to himself.
I mean, there's no way to know for sure. They're just different. Like, we've seen white, not necessarily quarterback, white players get away with certain stuff, like the Riley Cooper shit. Call people the N-word in concert. He got a bag. They traded LaShawn McCoy and shit like that. Johnny Manziel didn't have work ethic. He stayed there for 2 years. But we also
If Johnny
seen
Manziel did what he did in the pandemic, though, it's different.
Johnny Manziel was doing a lot of shit. He had cases with like domestic violence.
I mean, but a lot of black players had that until they.
The Cowboys got a team full of domestic violence.
And name one of them niggas who wasn't good. We're talking about somebody who's not good, who's not performing. It's not just about. We all know in the NFL, if you can play, shit, niggas done kill people before and came in. That's not what we're talking about.
There's been players who.
Well, I'm talking about niggas who
they've
sorry.
Going to.
And
Just based off potential.
I mean, Haskins.
You gotta understand, Dwayne Haskins.
He wasn't sorry.
Dwayne Haskins was going to be a 2nd round pick. It's just the Redskin picked him. They picked him too early. Nobody wanted that nigga. So that's another thing. Until it, like he wasn't a big shot.
And you know how trash you gotta be cut before the last game of the season. They could have let you play one more.
Like, bro, and I just think that it was sped up just because of the times we in. It's a pandemic.
I wish he would have got down
Like, think about that. Bro, let's really be serious. Like, you got people on the coaching staff that's literally, they cannot catch COVID. Or it could be over for them. There are players taking sacrifice. I was watching this segment today, and they was talking about, it's one player on the team that literally stays at a hotel because he do not want to go home and give it to his children. So think about the sacrifices you see, and then they doing that. You know what I mean? And then he turn around and do that. After literally playing horrible. You got benched. And you went to the strip club.
Alright, so I missed the strip club part. So this happened after the game on Sunday?
No, last Sunday.
Or Sunday before. Okay.
Sunday before.
Cause
I don't
he
think
came
he
in to
went
play.
to the strip. I think he hired some
They-
strippers for his like fiance.
First off,
It's
it's still the
Those
NFL
pictures, he didn't have
season.
the mask. Same thing.
It's the
I
NFL
just-
season, and you still you're in the playoff hunt. Like I said,
Yeah,
you
come
win the
on,
last,
man.
you win 2, you win.
Yeah, you really win one, basically you win.
Yeah, win
You
1, you
win
win.
one, you win. This is your opportunity to stay on the team. You basically was about to get cut.
Is Alex Smith playing this week?
Nah, the other.
He's
Tyler Hinkney.
They don't know. They said they didn't name him yet. They said
Nah,
that he
I'm
was
saying that's what I think gonna start.
Yeah.
I
mean, he looked good.
I
though.
wish they would have let him play one more week so so they lose and the Cowboys get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's just a personal opinion.
Nah.
But nah, fuck that nigga. If he doing that shit and your coach on kilo, bro, that nigga.
Yeah, that's
trash.
crazy to me, bro. That's a lack of respect.
You wouldn't do that
for
shit if
coach.
your mama had it.
Buddha is more important than Wawa.
You should have got some ass from your girlfriend that was sitting on your lap when you had them strippers over there. Get some ass from your girlfriend. You ain't have to get them strippers. That nigga said the plan is going down either way, nigga.
If you could wait 2 to 3 more weeks, y'all wouldn't make it out the first round.
It's fucked up. He got caught. Should have been no pictures.
Same thing with James Harden.
Nigga,
Should have been no pictures. To be straight.
but when you basically you're performing, then yeah, they'll tolerate
If he
your
was
ass.
playing, he would have been straight.
They'll tolerate your ass, but you ain't did shit. You had all last season and this season.
That's out to Ohio State quarterbacks. You better not pick
Fucking
him up.
bums.
Justin fucking Fields.
What's up with y'all, man? The Jets got down. Y'all disqualified yourself for the Trevor Lawrence Bowl.
I had a debate, man. You know, sometimes you gotta find the silver lining. You go crazy if you don't. We had Trevor Lawrence. We just fucked up the ball.
Nah, you did the right thing.
So what I think about it like this: if motherfucking Patrick Mahomes went to
No, it's not the
Jacksonville
same.
Jaguars,
No, it's not the same.
would he still be Patrick Mahomes?
No.
I think that he'll be very talented and he'll win more games than probably the usual quarterback would, standard quarterback. But I don't think that he's like Super Bowl.
He's the greatest ever.
That he's an MVP the second year. He's
So,
Super Bowl MVP.
Give me a quarterback. Is he Kirk Cousins? Performance? 9,
No,
7.
it'll be better than Kirk Cousins.
You think if you put Patrick Mahomes on the Sorry's team, he can make them better than what Kirk Cousins do?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't. I think like slightly
Sorry,
better.
coach.
I think he can get you 7 to 8 wins.
Kirk Cousins
It
gets you
depends
more
about
than
the
7 wins,
defense.
though.
It's about the
Kirk
defense.
Cousins ain't getting half of them wins. That's
That's
what's
a
his name?
starter. I'm not saying he'd get it.
That's the run game.
All I'm trying to say is that
I'm saying just off of
what
the
would be worse
improvising
than
and
not
the
getting
passing.
Trevor Lawrence, getting him and fucking him up. And it's still being sorry. So
Okay, so
we gonna see when he goes to Jacksonville how good
I
they
just think
they
that-
get.
I just think the
Shit,
Jets.
they might go alright over there.
I will see. Then I don't
think there's nothing wrong.
Depression.
I don't
But if not,
I don't think there's
We'll
nothing
see.
wrong with what the Jets did though,
Just
because the players are playing to play to work. Like they have to have
that contract.
contracts. Like they have to play. They have to fulfill their duties. If you want a tank, you better take you better take players out.
but I
If
think
you got the slightest injury, you can't
we've
play.
seen organizations ruin players. Like that's
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like niggas don't get sorry. Like I don't believe people miss out on draft classes that bad. Like year in year out. You have
There's
good
luck
organizations. I think Patrick Mahomes went to the perfect
Yeah.
organization. You had
There's
Andy
luck
Reid.
involved.
Andy Reid, every single quarterback he ever touched is improved. Every single one of them. Look it up. Kevin Cobb, Dominic McNabb, Nick Foles, Alex Smith. They
And
all
Michael Vick.
jump. Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? It's proven. But you got teams where you send them to a sorry team. It don't look that way.
Yeah, it's definitely organization wise. That's what I
So-
think what's going on. Like when I talk about the Falcons, that's why you got to clean house. It's just a losing as an organization. They lose the same way.
Yeah.
They lose. There's no confidence in nobody on the team. So
You wasn't excited on Sunday at all, was you?
Nah, I knew he was gonna lose. I knew he was gonna lose the last 3 times we had the lead. We 0-7 when we have the lead. When in game 6 points or less games decided.
I agree.
So I said it. I tweeted it. I said, shit, we got too much time left on the clock. That's Pat Mahomes. But anyway, let's get out of here, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
See
man.
y'all next year. Happy birthday, Callie.
No, bro, Kevin.
This is facts and cap, just 3 niggas with a plan, tryna make them understand. Music, sports, life, and news like an anchor man. Different views, so don't take it personal if you can. It's only an opinion, a perspective of some man coming live from the south. Kazadi, Justin, and Brandon in the house, so get ready for the real. It was never for the cloud, this is fact.